Enjoy the evening.
Wonderful. I'm also joined tonight by our Director in Student Services, Sasha Russ, and several of our college and career resource teachers, Carrie McLean and Robert Palmer, who will be answering questions in the chat box. We'll also have information shared later this evening from our Director of Advanced Studies, Rebecca Hunt, and her Program Specialist, AJ Bundy. At this time, I'd like to turn your attention to our presentation on dual enrollment opportunities that will be shared by our college and career team. If you need translation this evening, you can always click on the CC at the bottom left-hand corner of your screen, or using the three dots on your smartphone to choose subtitles or any of the other languages that may support your understanding. Enjoy the presentation.
Hello, everyone. My name is Robert Palmer, and I'm a college transition counselor here in Orange County Public Schools. I'm excited to share with you all of the different dual enrollment opportunities available to students here in Orange County Public Schools. Dual enrollment is open to OCPS students who are attending public high school for both academic courses and technical courses. To enroll in dual enrollment academic courses, students must have attained a qualifying grade point average and qualifying test scores. Participating students in any dual enrollment program meeting all established requirements will graduate from their home high school and be eligible to participate in extracurricular activities, including the graduation ceremony. There is no tuition or charge for books. Dual enrollment courses are weighted higher than standard courses. Some dual enrollment fast facts are that OCPS students participating in the program receive tuition and books free of charge. Also, students participating in academic dual enrollment are responsible for their own transportation if taking an in-person class. They are also able to take virtual courses as well. Students will communicate with their school counselor to create a dual enrollment schedule that works with their school schedule. The dual enrollment options included in this presentation are available to all OCPS students meeting the qualifications. Some schools may have additional opportunities for dual enrollment through other institutions. Contact the school directly for information about school-specific opportunities. OCPS students have the opportunity to participate in UF dual enrollment. In order for a student to participate, they must be a junior or senior, have at least a 3.6 unweighted GPA, and also meet the test score requirements, earning a 22 on the ACT or 1100 on the SAT, or have a PSAT score of 1130. In order for students to apply, they must go to UF's online dual enrollment website, which the application typically opens in late February. Students can take 2 classes maximum per semester, and they are all in a virtual environment. UCF dual enrollment is also an opportunity available to OCPS students. In order for a student to be eligible for this program, they must have at least a 3.8 recalculated core GPA, have a score of a 28 on the ACT or a 1330 on the SAT. In order for a student to apply, they must go to UCF's dual enrollment website. Students can enroll in a maximum of 2 classes per term, virtual or face-to-face. Students who are interested in attending UCF after they graduate high school, they still must reapply to UCF in order to do so. For OCPS students interested in Valencia dual enrollment, they must be in 6th through 12th grade and have at least a 3.0 unweighted high school GPA. If a student is a senior, they may have a 3.0 weighted GPA. They also must meet the test score requirements, which can be completed through a combination of the ACT, SAT, or PERT. For students who are wanting to use an ACT or SAT score, please remember that they must send their official score report from the testing agency directly to Valencia College. The Valencia Dual Enrollment application is available online twice per year. The next application window is February 6th, and it will close on March 6th for any students who are planning to participate in fall 2023 courses at Valencia College. Students can enroll in a maximum of 4 classes in the fall semester and the spring semester, and they can also enroll in a maximum of 2 classes during the summer term. Valencia College Dual Enrollment will have a fall 2023 information session, which you can sign up for using the link in this slide or by scanning the QR code to the bottom right-hand corner of this screen. While both AP and dual enrollment courses both are weighted at a 6.0, there are some differences between the two. With AP courses, there is a standardized curriculum and a standardized test that students will complete at the end of the course in order to earn college credit. With dual enrollment, the curriculum may vary based on the professor that a student is taking the course with. Also, students can gain a college experience by taking a college course on a college campus. Also, with dual enrollment, the college transcript is started. Students who are participating in dual enrollment will receive credit if they pass the class, and the credits that they may earn may not always transfer to all the colleges that they plan on attending after high school. This slide shows an overview of some of the options that we discussed for dual enrollment. Thank you for your time today. We are going to still be here answering questions in the chat, so we encourage you to please utilize this time to ask any additional questions that may not have been addressed during our presentation.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So parents, this is your opportunity to ask any questions that you have about dual enrollment in the chat box. If you do have any additional questions, we have 3 incredibly talented college and career resource teachers and counselors here to be able to share with you. I love the way that they compared each of the dual enrollment options. We are so lucky to have dual enrollment agreements with multiple colleges and universities, including those that are not local to our area, like the University of Florida. The next thing we're going to learn about is our advanced studies options. And those advanced studies options include AP and IB as well as Cambridge. Okay. I see some questions coming into the chat, so I will go ahead and turn those over to our individuals from Student Services, and they'll be answering those and in the chat as our presentation continues. So please feel free, parents, to continue to check out that chat box and look for the answers to those presentations or those questions as we continue. All right, we will be setting up for our next presentation now. Let's get going learning about advanced studies with AJ Bundy.
Hello, and welcome to this evening's Virtual Parent Academy presentation. My name is AJ Bundy, and I'm a program specialist for advanced studies. This evening, we're going to talk to you about
Oh, hold on 1 second. I just realized that I want to make sure we've shared our computer audio, so hold on just a second, AJ. All right, I believe we have. And here we go, friends.
Hello, and welcome to this evening's Virtual Parent Academy presentation. My name is AJ Bundy, and I'm a program specialist for advanced studies. This evening, we're going to talk to you about opportunities for advanced studies in Orange County Public Schools. On this slide, you can see our OCPS vision and mission. Our advanced studies mission aligns to the OCPS mission and vision. Through supporting academic and social post-secondary preparation for all students in OCPS, we seek to ensure that each student is prepared for individual success. Here are our programs at a glance and where our programs can be found. This evening, we will specifically be talking about AP, otherwise known as Advanced Placement, Cambridge, IB, otherwise known as International Baccalaureate, and APIBDE. While the majority of our programs are found in high schools, Many programs can also be found in elementary and middle schools as well. Some programs are also accessible as magnet programs at select schools as indicated on this slide. The AP program consists of courses and exams. Cambridge offers the primary program, lower secondary program, and Cambridge Advanced. APIBDE can be found in both school-wide components as well as an elective. Our IB programs include the IB Middle Years program, the Diploma program, and additionally the career-related program. We will go more in depth on all of these programs as we progress in this evening's presentation. Let's turn to Advanced Placement. Advanced Placement courses are college-level courses taught in all OCPS high schools. Through exams at the end of the course, students have the opportunity to earn credit or advanced standing at most of the nation's colleges and universities, including every state university within the state of Florida. All of our high schools offer a wide variety of AP courses, and this is typically the most well-known of our programs. Here's an overview of all the AP courses that we offer within Orange County Public Schools. While each school does not offer every single course, many of our schools offer a full slate of advanced placement courses. For more information, please speak with the guidance counselor at your child's school. A question we are often asked is, how are our AP courses assessed? Every May, students take a 2.5 to 3 hour final exam consisting of multiple choice questions and a free response section for their particular AP course. All exams are rated on a scale of 1 to 5. A score of 3 or higher is considered passing, and passing scores yield college credits. In the state of Florida, most courses yield 3 to 6 credits, which equals the equivalent of 1 to 2 semesters of study based on the exam score. So for instance, if I were to take a course such as Advanced Placement English Language, a student in that course who passes with a 5 would have typically completed the first 2 semesters of college in English language. If your child does not pass an exam, they can always take it again the next year, or with certain exams, they may be able to take a CLEP exam which will gain a similar amount of college credits. For examples of college credit based on AP scores, as well as CLEP scores, please scan the QR code for more information. Next, we're going to move on to one of our newest programs, Cambridge Assessment International Education, a division of the University of Cambridge in the UK. This program seeks to create confident, responsible, reflective, innovative, and engaged learners ready to succeed in the modern world. This is done through rigorous programs throughout a student's educational journey, culminating in the opportunity to earn an internationally recognized diploma. Cambridge programs follow what is known as the Cambridge Pathway. The culmination of this pathway is the Cambridge Advanced International Certificate Education Diploma, otherwise known as ACE. The Cambridge International Education Pathway is an integrated path of learning throughout school. It begins with Cambridge Primary School in kindergarten and goes through Cambridge Advanced, otherwise known as the ACE program. We offer all of these programs within Orange County Public Schools. We're now going to talk about the Cambridge Primary program. The Cambridge Primary program is found in grades kindergarten through 5th grade. It develops learner skills and an understanding as students engage in building skills with an emphasis on writing and collaboration. The flexible framework incorporates global perspectives challenges that provide for deep dives into content with a focus on developing specific skills and learning objectives. These challenges require learners to analyze, collaborate, communicate, evaluate, reflect, or research. Activities are designed to encourage learners to consider and connect personal, local, and global perspectives related to an issue. The Cambridge Primary program is found at selected schools within our district. The Cambridge Lower Secondary program is found in Cambridge Middle and K-8 schools that participate in the program. In the Cambridge Lower Secondary program, Students build skills, knowledge, and understanding through fostering deeper connections into course content. This program is flexible, allowing the curriculum to be tailored to the needs and culture of every school. Similar to the Cambridge primary program, students also engage in global perspectives, both as an elective course and woven through global perspectives challenges in core classes. Cambridge Lower Secondary helps to equip students with the knowledge and skills needed for high school advanced studies programs. We're now going to focus on the Cambridge ACE Diploma program, which is the most well-known program under the Cambridge umbrella. The Cambridge ACE Diploma program is a rigorous academic and accelerated program of study offered through Cambridge University Press and Assessment as part of the University of Cambridge in Cambridge, England. It emphasizes the importance of critical thinking skills and communication in today's global world. Throughout the state of Florida and worldwide, universities recognize the ACE Diploma for advanced standing at the university level, and in the state of Florida can offer up to 45 hours of college credit by completing the diploma and courses in the diploma. The way in which ACE courses are assessed differs slightly from AP courses. Students take a written exam at the end of the year that lasts approximately 1.5 hours. Typically, that answer is a response to 1 or 2 questions based on the scope of work in the course in the form of an essay. So for instance, let's say that I am taking ACE American History. The question that I may get is, what are the causes of the Civil War? I would then write for the entire time about the causes of the Civil War, showing what I know about the topic. Once exams are completed, answers are then scored by Cambridge International. Next, we're going to move on to the International Baccalaureate. The International Baccalaureate, otherwise known as IB, offers a continuum of international education which aims to develop inquiring, knowledgeable, and caring young people who are motivated to succeed. In Orange County Public Schools, we offer the Middle Years program, the Diploma program, and the Career-Related program. These programs are found at selected schools within our district. IB Diploma courses and the Career-Related program are only found in grades 11 and 12. Like Cambridge and AP, these exams can yield up to 45 credits or advanced standing at universities around the world. The IB Middle Years program, otherwise known as the MYP, is a conceptual framework for students between the ages of 11 and 16 years old. In Orange County Public Schools, that may mean that some students that begin in the 6th grade with the MYP may complete in the 10th grade based on the school which they attend. The MYP aims to develop active learners and internationally minded young people who can empathize with others and pursue lives of purpose and meaning. Through its 8 subject areas, the program empowers students to inquire on a wide range of issues and ideas of significance. The result is young people who are creative, critical, and reflective thinkers. As part of this program, students are enrolled in advanced coursework and complete a community service project where students take action on a community issue. The IB Diploma program, otherwise known as the IBDP, is a curriculum framework for students from 16 to 19. The IBDP aims to develop students who have an excellent breadth and depth of knowledge and who can flourish physically, intellectually, emotionally, and ethically. The IBDP was developed to give students an international perspectives that is balanced to facilitate mobility and promote cultural understanding. As previously mentioned, students in the IB Diploma program complete exams during their 11th and 12th grade years. These students have the option of completing AP coursework and taking AP exams in all years of high school in their areas of interest. Next, we will move on to talking about how IB courses are assessed. Each IBDP course has internally and externally assessed components. The internal assessments are scored by the student's teacher. The external assessment consists of 2 to 3 written exam sessions lasting 1 to 2 hours conducted each May. These scores both factor into a student's subject grade in the IBDP. All subjects are graded on a scale from 1 to 7, where a score of 4 to 7 is considered to be passing. Here's a quick comparison of the different programs I've spoken about this evening. Advanced placement is more similar to the U.S. university standards than the other two programs, which are either based on an international university preparatory curriculum, or in the case of ACE, the curriculum that's found in the United Kingdom. Grades are also determined in AP only by the externally assessed components. The IB has internally assessed components, and ACE has some components of the course that are also internally assessed, however that does vary by course. For IB and ACE exams, all exams are free response or mostly free response, while advanced placement has a combination of multiple choice and free response questions. Advanced placement does not have a specific diploma, however there is the optional capstone diploma that can be completed. International Baccalaureate and Cambridge ACE have a specific diploma with specific requirements. Earning either the IB diploma or the ACE diploma, along with 100 hours of community service or work experience, will enable students to earn the full Bright Futures Scholarship. If you have more questions about these programs, make sure to speak with your school's guidance counselor. We will next talk about advancement via individual determination, otherwise known as AVID. AVID's mission is to close the achievement gap by preparing all students for college readiness and success in a global society. Orange County Public Schools currently has 9 AVID schools. 3 of these schools are AVID National Demonstration Schools, and 1 is considered an AVID Site of Distinction. AVID aims to provide an intense focus on student achievement, narrow achievement gaps, inspire students to take control of their own learning, ensure college and career readiness, and increase participation in college and career readiness opportunities. We're now going to talk about some myths surrounding advanced coursework. True or false? College-level courses are only for the top students. Take a few moments to think about this. False. AP, Cambridge, and IB courses are for all students willing to take on challenging coursework. Here's our next question. Admissions officers look for students with straight A's. That is also false. Most admissions officers look for rigor in a student's schedule. Moving on to our next question. I have to receive a perfect score in order to receive college credit. False. Students don't need to earn the highest score. Many colleges grant credit and placement based on middle to high scores. Always research the specific colleges that you are considering applying to see how credit is awarded. And finally, our last question. Taking college-level courses could hurt a student's GPA. That is false. The decision to take an AP, Cambridge, or IB course shows admissions officers that a student is willing to take on the academic challenge of college-level coursework and expectations. Admissions officers look for rigor in a student's classes. How do rigorous courses help students succeed in college? Taking challenging AP, Cambridge, or IB courses not only helps students to get into college, they also help students to develop the skills necessary to succeed in rigorous college courses, such as critical thinking, collaboration, problem solving, college-level writing, high-level vocabulary, textual annotation, study skills, time management, note-taking, and research. These courses can help with the cost of college. Taking AP, Cambridge, or APIBDE courses can help save on college costs through earning college credit, expanded scholarship opportunities, and a greater likelihood of graduating college on time. Students can earn college credit for scores earned on AP, Cambridge, and APIBDE exams. For more information about credit granting policies, check with the college or university of your choice. Students who take AP, AVID, Cambridge, or IB courses and exams are more likely to graduate from college in 4 years, saving thousands of dollars in college costs. And finally, taking these college-level courses could increase a student's eligibility for scholarships. Many colleges and universities consider a student's AP, Cambridge, and IB experience when making decisions about awarding scholarships. For more information about our programs, please email us at advanced.studies@ocps.net. Thank you for viewing this presentation and taking the time to learn about advanced studies opportunities within Orange County Public Schools. We wish you a pleasant evening.
I have seen so many questions in the chat box, everyone, and I think they have been so phenomenal. So a few things, because I know we have a lot of parents who joined us a little bit later. I want to address a few of the common questions we've seen in the chat, and then we're going to go back over some of the dual enrollment information, because I know some people did not have a chance to join until later, and I don't think we would mind doing that again for everybody. So a few things to remember is that both dual enrollment and AP courses are district-wide programs, right? So at every school, there's somebody on campus that can give you information about dual enrollment or advanced placement or advanced coursework. That person is most typically your child's guidance counselor, but you can also reach out to any school administrator or a teacher to be able to get started. All of the materials that have been shared here tonight will be emailed to all of the participants who registered, and there will be also a recording sent to your email address. There is a couple questions, though, that I think, Sasha, it might be helpful if we addressed out loud. One of them has to do with middle school dual enrollment. How can a middle schooler begin dual enrollment if they haven't been offered the SAT? Do all of our middle schools offer the SAT, or what might a parent do to get started in that situation?
All right, so I know that for middle school that it is not offered through the schools, but I do believe that the student can register directly through College Board for them to take the SAT.
And then once they've taken the SAT, if their score qualifies for dual enrollment, they would work with their guidance counselor and work directly with the college. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay, and then for middle schools, I do know, though we didn't really focus on it today, that there's also an opportunity to dual enroll through career technical education beginning at the middle school level as well, and you can also talk with your guidance counselor about that. Another question that they had that I don't know if we caught in the chat box was, can you only apply to do dual enrollment before the fall semester, or can you start in the spring or the summer? How does that work at our schools?
I think that I saw that question in the chat, and the response was that once they qualify, they can register for each semester.
Okay, and so parents, I know for us, right, you're used to us having a fall and a spring semester, but at colleges, as you well know, they go year round. So once your child is accepted, they can take those summer classes with permission from their guidance counselor and the university. And that's one of the ways that sometimes students pick up extra credits or some of that advancement in learning, okay? I know another question I saw that popped up was, is dual enrollment available or AP courses available at our Orange County Virtual School? Yes, it is. Absolutely. Orange County Virtual School is a school just like any other school, and you can certainly do that there as well. Okay. The IB program does have prerequisites, just like any other advanced coursework, but a school has to be an IB school. And there are IB magnet programs, and I would encourage all of you to visit schoolchoice.ocps.net now, because our magnet application is open until February 15th. And any high school student can apply to go to an IB school, but it may not be the school you're zoned for. So for example, University High School might be an IB program, and then I might be able to go there if I was going to a surrounding high school. So some of those programs do require you to go to a different school, but you can reach out to your guidance counselor and they can help you get started with that. All right, so what I'm going to do now, guys, is because I know there were so many questions about the dual enrollment section, we're going to replay that again, okay? And then give you an opportunity to ask some more questions in the chat as we get started. So let me go ahead and share my screen and we will get going. Just give me one moment.
Hello, everyone. My name is Robert Palmer, and I'm a college transition counselor here in Orange County.
Sorry about that.
County Public Schools. I'm excited to share with you all of the different dual enrollment opportunities available to students here in Orange County Public Schools. Dual enrollment is open to OCPS students who are attending public high school for both academic courses and technical courses. To enroll in dual enrollment academic courses, students must have attained a qualifying grade point average and qualifying test scores. Participating students in any dual enrollment program meeting all established requirements will graduate from their home high school and be eligible to participate in extracurricular activities, including the graduation ceremony. There is no tuition or charge for books. Dual enrollment courses are weighted higher than standard courses. Some dual enrollment fast facts are that OCPS students participating in the program receive tuition and books free of charge. Also, students participating in academic dual enrollment are responsible for their own transportation if taking an in-person class. They are also able to take virtual courses as well. Students will communicate with their school counselor to create a dual enrollment schedule that works with their school schedule. The dual enrollment options included in this presentation are available to all OCPS students meeting the qualifications. Some schools may have additional opportunities for dual enrollment through other institutions. Contact the school directly for information about school-specific opportunities. OCPS students have the opportunity to participate in UF dual enrollment. In order for a student to participate, they must be a junior or senior, have at least a 3.6 unweighted GPA, and also meet the test score requirements, earning a 22 on the ACT or 1100 on the SAT, or have a PSAT score of 1130. In order for students to apply, they must go to UF's online dual enrollment website, which the application typically opens in late February. Students can take 2 classes maximum per semester, and they are all in a virtual environment. UCF dual enrollment is also an opportunity available to OCPS students. In order for a student to be eligible for this program, they must have at least a 3.8 recalculated core GPA, have a score of a 28 on the ACT or a 1330 on the SAT. In order for a student to apply, they must go to UCF's dual enrollment website. Students can enroll in a maximum of 2 classes per term, virtual or face-to-face. Students who are interested in attending UCF after they graduate high school, they still must reapply to UCF in order to do so. For OCPS students interested in Valencia dual enrollment, they must be in 6th through 12th grade and have at least a 3.0 unweighted high school GPA. If a student is a senior, they may have a 3.0 weighted GPA. They also must meet the test score requirements, which can be completed through a combination of the ACT, SAT, or PERT. For students who are wanting to use an ACT or SAT score, please remember that they must send their official score report from the testing agency directly to Valencia College. The Valencia dual enrollment application is available online twice per year. The next application window is February 6th, and it will close on March 6th for any students who are planning to participate in fall 2023 courses at Valencia College. Students can enroll in a maximum of 4 classes in the fall semester and the spring semester, and they can also enroll in a maximum of 2 classes during the summer term. Valencia College dual enrollment will have a fall 2023 information session, which you can sign up for using the link in this slide or by scanning the QR code to the bottom right-hand corner of this screen. While both AP and dual enrollment courses both are weighted at a 6.0, there are some differences between the two. With AP courses, there is a standardized curriculum and a standardized test that students will complete at the end of the course in order to earn college credit. With dual enrollment, the curriculum may vary based on the professor that a student is taking the course with. Also, students can gain a college experience by taking a college course on a college campus. Also, with dual enrollment, the college transcript is started. Students who are participating in dual enrollment will receive credit if they pass the class, and the credits that they may earn may not always transfer to all the colleges that they plan on attending after high school. This slide shows an overview of some of the options that we discussed for dual enrollment. Thank you for your time today. We are going to still be here answering questions in the chat, so we encourage you to please utilize this time to ask any additional questions that may not have been addressed during our presentation.
I'm going to go back and put that up because I know a few folks wanted to see that. I saw a quick question that came up in the chat about how can a sixth grader have a high school GPA? Well, the way that happens is if they take high school credit courses. So for example, my daughter took Algebra 1 for high school credit when she was in middle school. And whether or not she realized it, the grade she got for that class was her first official grade in her high school GPA. So it followed her all the way into high school. So if your students are taking Algebra 1 or geometry, or I'm trying to think of another common one that's offered at the middle school level, physical science or biology, then you would be able to get a high school GPA. And so when it says you have to have a minimum of a 3.0, even if you have one class and that class is a B, that's a 3.0, right? And so that's kind of how that works as a parent. If you're not sure what your child's GPA is, you can always log on to the OCPS parent portal and check in Skyward. Okay, so if you're not sure if they've taken a high school credit class or you're not sure what that means, you can check there. Okay, Julie wants to know, can we take a clip of this and email it out to parents? This a chart. Yes, Julie, we will send you a copy of this chart. I promise. That's easy enough for us to do. There's also been a few questions about the PERT. And so I'm just going to ask for one of our student services team members maybe to address this. Do we offer that year round? And I know that it's only for the Valencia option, but is that something that parents can sign up for outside of OCPS, or how does that process work? There seems like there's a lot of questions about that.
So we do offer PERT at certain times at the schools, but if parents want the student to take the PERT exam, they should they can sign up and take it at Valencia. I hear an echo. I'm sorry if y'all can hear me.
Oop, I'm sorry. That might be my fault, Sasha. Let me
Okay.
mute my
Sorry.
let me mute my mic.
That's all right. And I'm also going to see if our college transition counselors want to add anything for that. Okay, maybe not. But so yes, they can reach out to Valencia and sign up to take the PERT year round. But for the high schools, it's only offered during a certain window. And I believe that window is open now, if I'm not mistaken.
It is open now. I do know that. I saw that one come across. I also saw a question about magnet schools and whether or not you can take dual enrollment classes at a magnet school. So that really depends on the magnet. And here's why I would say that, right? So if the magnet is an IB program, it might not make a lot of sense for your child to take dual enrollment classes because they're pursuing an IB diploma, and that's kind of similar, right? But if the magnet is, let's say, the law magnet at Boone High School, which is phenomenal, right? Then they could take a dual enrollment class for English or something else. They just would need to make sure they took their magnet classes too. So it really depends on the magnet and which magnet they're participating in. But you can always ask your magnet coordinator to make sure. But first, we definitely don't want you to get the impression that participating in a magnet prevents you from going into AP or dual enrollment. Is it too late for a high schooler to register for summer dual enrollment classes? Well, remember, they have to have already been accepted into dual enrollment to take summer classes. And there is a summer deadline for enrollment, just like there is in college, right? And it's different for each school, but most colleges have not finished summer enrollment at this time. But it's coming up soon. So you want to make sure that you're checking on those dual enrollment websites. And I know the college and career counselors can certainly put links to those in the chat. But each of those schools will tell you when their deadline is. Okay. No, you don't have to drive to Gainesville, Colleen. Okay, we can't, I don't even want my high schooler to drive down the block. Okay, so no, our UF classes are totally virtual. All right, so you get to be a Gator online. So they get to take those online, and that's no problem. They don't ever have to go to Gainesville to be able to go to college. Okay. Now, the UCF one does have some online or face-to-face options. Okay. And then there are also different options available at Valencia. For UCF, there was a question. Okay, there you go. So the correct answer is 1330, and we will make sure to update that graphic before we send it out. So 1330 for the SAT. So there are no dual enrollment classes required for graduation, Melody. It's an option. So every year of high school has different graduation requirements, right? So for example, every student has to take 4 English classes or a certain number of math classes. Now, when you take those English classes, you can take them at either a regular, an honors, or an AP, or a dual enrollment or IB level, right? So kind of like they said, the 6.0, the regular level, that's on a 4.0 scale. If you get an A, you get 4 points. If you take honors, you get 5 points. If you take a dual enrollment or AP course or an IB course and you get an A, you get 6 points. So you can take those graduation requirements at any level depending upon what you think is best for your child. Is AP harder or Valencia? Well, Julie, if we knew the answer to that, we would be much richer than everyone here on the call. But what I do think is that it's different for each student, right? And so for some students, AP may seem like it's more challenging, and for some, dual enrollment may seem like it's more challenging. And so what do I mean by that? I have 4 daughters, 4 beautiful, crazy daughters, and my oldest is a sophomore in college, and then I have a freshman and I have a junior in high school. And so for my oldest daughter, a dual enrollment class would have seemed harder. Why do I say that? It would have been overwhelming maybe for her to go onto a college campus for the first time and navigate all of those things. And it might have seemed like a lot for her to manage, even if the content wasn't that difficult. But for another one of my daughters, I think an AP class might have seemed more challenging because it required a different level of reading and writing and research, and the exam at the end caused her a lot of she was kind of anxious about testing. And so having that big exam at the end that may, kind of made a decision for her dual enrollment was better, right? And so I think that that's where it depends as a parent for each one of you where you're going to go. I also think it depends on where your children want to go to school, right? So one of my daughters, it was a perfect fit for her to do dual enrollment because she was going right into Valencia afterwards, and it was great. And another one of my daughters wanted to go to college out of state, and she felt like the AP route was better for her. So I just think you have to make that decision. Now, would I make that decision by myself at the dining room table? No, no, no. I would go talk to my guidance counselor and tell them what college my child wants to go to, what they want to be when they grow up, or what they think they want to be, and then make their best choices from there. I was told that students who participate in dual enrollment are guaranteed acceptance into a state school. Huh. I haven't heard that that one before. That would be very interesting. But what I can tell you, and I think maybe what you heard was that they will accept credit for dual enrollment classes. Okay. So for example, if you take English 1 at a school in Florida, those credits should transfer to another Florida school because our state college system likes to try to work together. And so I think that's probably what they meant by that, but there is no guaranteed acceptance into college based on taking a dual enrollment class. It's just another way to show that you've provided rigor, and that's what all colleges are looking for. Stacy, oh my gosh, Sasha, you have some fangirls in here. They want to schedule a one-on-one with you guys. They need to scope out their in-depth understanding to understand. So we would love to meet individually with every parent, but the people that know your children best, we will always be here to answer your questions, and you can call us anytime. But the people who know your children best are your school's guidance counselors. And if you haven't personally met your guidance counselor yet, it is time to pick up the phone or head down to the school because they will be able to know your child's background and the best offerings in your local area. Another question, Samira, was are they considered equally rigorous? So again, I think it depends on the school that you want to go to and how they view those different things. In general, right? I mean, when you think about how they're weighted, they are both weighted at a 6.0 for the GPA. But depending upon what type of school your child is going to go to, whether they're going to start at a college, a university, an Ivy League school, each one of those has very different admission preferences. And that's why it's really, really important to talk with a counselor. It is, I feel terrible that you were not able to get in touch with your counselor. If you were not able to get in touch with your counselor, do me a favor, Kimberly. If you can just pull down the chat instead of everyone, just go ahead and pick panelists. And if you can tell us what school you're at and give us your email address, one of us will make sure, that's what Sasha just said, that they will get back to you. Yes, there is a name, Melody, for the transfer program. My daughter's doing that right now. It's called Direct Connect, and that is the program where you can transfer with an AA from Valencia to UCF. And what that will do is allow any student that gets an AA from Valencia to be accepted into UCF. Now, you do have to sometimes be accepted into your major once you get there. So you always want to make sure, again, that you're planning those prerequisites and you know what college electives and stuff they're taking at Valencia. Ooh, this is a question for you, Sasha. I don't know this one. On Skyward, does the high school GPA show separate of the middle school courses GPA? I don't believe there is a GPA for middle school, correct?
Correct. For middle school, it's not the GPA. I can't remember what it's called, but the high school GPA will start as soon as your student takes a high school course. So that it is separate.
Okay. The Direct Connect is a program that's specifically, Janie, between UCF and Valencia. Some other schools have Direct Connect programs. So for example, the state college that's near FSU has a similar program that's called something different. And the one near UF has one that's called something different. But typically you have to go to that one that's near that college to get that Direct Connect kind of perk. Do you see the weighted GPA in Skyward? Yes, you should be able to see the weighted GPA in Skyward, Nathan. Oh boy, that's a big question. I'm going to defer to one of our student services teams. Which is a higher value for colleges, GPA or grades?
Well, grades are a direct correlation to the GPA. So, and I don't know if our college transition counselors are able to unmute.
Yeah, so Carrie or Robert,
Okay.
do you want to unmute and take a stab at this one?
Yeah, so we'll go ahead and answer that. When colleges are evaluating an applicant, they're of course going to see the student's GPA, but they are going to actually go line by line on a student's transcript and evaluate each grade that they've had in the course, as well as the rigor, whether the course was AP, dual enrollment, IB, ACE, or another weighted course.
Carrie also jumped in and said grades over GPA. So I think, so Saluna, your question was if they have a 4.2 weighted GPA, but they got a C. Well, I think it's about a pattern. Okay. That's what I always tell my kiddos is, getting one negative grade. Okay. People can understand if there's a mistake made, but if you consistently get lower grades, right? That's when it affects your GPA. And also when I think it's kind of like a red flag. Um, I'm not sure what you mean, Valsi, about the skill areas and dual enrollment options. So if you could give us a little more information, someone can answer your question for sure. Monica, I would start with the guidance counselor at the school you're enrolled in. Okay. So if your child's currently in middle school and you're interested in dual enrollment or something like that, then I would start with that middle school guidance counselor. If you're not able to get the answer you need, you can always call the feeder high school and talk with their student services team. That's great feedback for us. We really appreciate that. And thank you, Kimberly. We got your personal note, and Sasha will definitely be connecting with you and take care of that. Oh, here's a great question. I know our college counselors will definitely have something to say about this. What is the best year for a high schooler to start dual enrollment? Freshman, sophomore, junior, or even senior year? It is a controversial question. I hate to say it depends, but I think we would all say it depends, right? So, for example, there are some programs, and I'm thinking about the one out at East River High School, where you may want to start dual enrollment right away because they have a program where you can graduate with an AA and high school diploma at the same time. So if that's your goal, then that's an important thing to start early because you don't want to try to get an AA in 1 year, right? But if it's really something you're doing just to get the college experience or to boost your GPA or to get a head start on college, then you might not need to start as a freshman, right? So it's different depending on what the goal is. But if you would like to get an AA at the same time as you get your high school diploma, then it would be important to start earlier. But remember, that's not the right decision for every kiddo. So it's important to talk with your school. How would your child know which dual enrollment classes to apply for? I hate to sound like a broken record, but the guidance counselor is your ticket to success. And I know it can be tough to get in touch with them because they have a lot of children that they support, but they will help them decide which is the best options for them. There's also a dual enrollment I'm forgetting the name, Sasha, but it's like a dual enrollment transition coordinator or whatever at each of the schools. And you can find that information on the UCF, Valencia, and UF websites. And you can also call them and they can assist you trying to figure out the best path for your child. Sasha is the grade guru. I don't know the answer to that, Saluna. Sasha, are grades counted by semester or full year for the GPA? How does that kind of work?
So if it's a semester course, it'll be counted for the semester, but if it's a full year course, it will be counted as a full year, but it will all be included in the GPA. So I just want to make sure I'm understanding the question correctly. Could you explain your question just a little bit more, Saluna? I just want to make sure.
So Saluna, are you wondering if they calculate each one into the GPA by semester? Like if I get an A for the first semester, a B for the second semester? So on a report card or a transcript, if you look at them, if it's a full year class, it'll have semester 1, semester 2, and then there's like another column and it says final grade. And that final grade is what they use to calculate the GPA, right, Sasha?
That is correct. Yes.
See, if you hang out with Sasha long enough, guys, that's my secret. I just hang out with Sasha.
Just want to make sure I understood her question correctly. But yes, that is absolutely correct.
Ooh, which has higher recognition, IB or ACE? I'm not sure. Dr. Bradshaw, what's been your experience with that? Would you say they're the same, they're equal?
Well, I would say that it does depend on the child and also their interest areas. And so for example, I have 2 children, and one was really interested in dual enrollment, and the other one was very interested in the ACE program because it tailored to their interest and their needs and what they wanted to do after school. So talking to their counselor, they really talked through it, and that's why they made that decision.
There is a question here about, does every school have an option for a student to earn an AA? I'm not sure. I mean, I think there's ways that you can always do that by doing dual enrollment, but there are certain high schools, I know, Sasha, that have like a direct plan, right, for that to happen. Is that, do we happen to know which ones they are? I know East River is one of them. I don't recall the others off the top of my head.
No, let me see if I can find out really quick and post it.
No problem. We're going to look on that for you guys. We only have a couple more minutes, everyone. So if you have any additional questions, now's your time. Any information for a student graduating in May for some alternatives for college and courses in Orlando? Yeah, absolutely, Maria. If you haven't checked out the Orange Technical College yet, I suggest you beat a path over there because they have some amazing alternatives to what you would consider to be a traditional college. And you can actually graduate from there with a specific specialty or certificate that can make you readily employable immediately. So for example, there's a program where you can go and pursue welding. You can pursue digital design. You can pursue gaming. You can become a childcare worker. So, you know, my path to education was very non-traditional. In high school, I got certified through a career and technical education program to be a preschool teacher. And I did that for several years before I decided that I was going to pursue my bachelor's and ultimately become a teacher. So, I mean, I think every child's journey is very different, but career and technical education is a great place to start, especially if your child has a passion about something. There's normally a program that can connect to that passion. So let me see if I can grab their website for you really quick, and we can put that in the chat. They have some amazing folks that would love to talk to you, and they have quite a few different campuses around Orlando and are very affordable compared to a traditional college. If anybody else has any other suggestions for alternatives to college, feel free to unmute and jump in. Yes, that is correct. Dual enrollment is free. There was another question. I know we did cover that, but it was brief. There is no cost associated with taking a course. So for example, if your child is at XYZ OCPS high school and they are accepted for dual enrollment by the college and they go to UCF or Valencia or UF and they take English, then there is no cost to the child for that tuition. Then the district is picking that up. There's a cost, it's just not to you, right? And then that will automatically count toward their college GPA. So that is one thing I think that's really important for parents to remember. Remember how I said my daughter might not have known Algebra 1 in middle school was going to count toward high school. Well, sometimes our high school students don't realize that those dual enrollment courses automatically count toward their college GPA. And your college GPA is important because sometimes that determines entrance into your major or something like that. Okay. And I don't believe that they need to pay for books either. Is that correct, Sasha?
That is correct. Any required instructional material we will pay for.
Look at that. Savings every day here at OCPS. All right, guys. Well, it is 7:01, and I know that our college and career counselors have been at schools all day and are probably ready to hit the hay. But we hope that tonight was very helpful for you. We are 100% going to send everybody on the call a copy of both presentations and the recording. We also have a great list of frequently asked questions that cover some of the things you all have asked today that you'll get in your chat. Okay. And we'll also go ahead and save and print this chat to make sure that we get any additional things that maybe we didn't put on there originally. Okay. As a quick reminder, you can always email advancedstudies@ocps.net. And Dr. Bradshaw, if you could throw that in the chat for me, I appreciate it. Advancedstudies@ocps.net with any questions you have about AP or IB or ACE, Cambridge, any of that stuff, AVID, you can email them. They'll answer your questions right away. And I don't know if there's a generic email account for student services, but what we will do is we will make sure that you get the phone number to student services at each of the high schools, and that you get a link to the guidance pages at each of the high schools and middle schools, so you can see where the guidance counselors are and how to contact them. Okay, so have a fabulous evening, and we hope that this is a way for you to begin your journey. If you have additional interest, though, in learning about advanced coursework and want to talk to somebody face to face, I do have some good news for you. There is a parent academy on Saturday at Boone High School in the afternoon. And you can register for it using the link here. And at that face-to-face Boone Academy face-to-face parent academy at Boone High School, the gentleman who gave us the session on advanced studies in AP, AJ Bundy, will be there presenting, and he can answer your questions there. And we're also going to have representatives from all of our teaching and learning departments in the exhibit hall. So if you need to talk to somebody face to face, head on over to Boone High School on Saturday. We'll be there from 11 to 4, and we would happily answer your questions and be able to direct you to all of the right resources. So here once again is the link to register for Saturday, and we hope you all have a great night. Thank you so much. Let's give a round of applause in the chat for our student services team.